everybody, my name is Asia and welcome back to my channel. Today I am starting a reading vlog. So this is actually editing Deja way in the future, and you'll see throughout all this vlog I have braids, now I have curls. This was filmed a couple weeks ago over my fall break, and the beginning of the intro was just very blurry, so I just wanted to refilm the very beginning part of the intro because I just don't like that for the beginning of the video. So this is not just a normal weekend reading vlog, it takes place over my fall break, so it's basically like a long weekend reading vlog. I always have off Friday, Saturday, and Sundays from classes. I have a 3-day weekend, and then Monday and Tuesday we had off for fall break, so I decided to do a weekend reading vlog of my entire fall break because I did some really fun things and I wanted to bring y'all along with me. So now I'm going to throw it back to past Deja because she did not do a good job making sure that she was in focus. Really hate it for her, truly, but we're trying to do better around on this channel, so we're gonna make sure we're in focus at least for the very beginning. Okay, I can't promise for the rest of the video if I'm in focus, but at least right now I am. So this is basically going to be like a spooky self-care fall break reading vlog, and that's also why I'm at my house right now. I'm only going to be here till probably Sunday morning, so I'm not going to be here the entire vlog. I have some fun things planned later on, like Sunday and Monday, and honestly I really needed this break. I've been behind on schoolwork since I basically had COVID, and I'm actually sick right now. I've been sick for about like since Sunday, and today's Friday, so I've been sick for a while, and it's really starting to affect my lungs now, so I'm coughing. I didn't have a cough until like 2 days ago, but if you hear me cough, that's why, or sniffle or do anything. I'm messing with my nose because it literally is so dry it like hurts, but I really do need this break. This is kind of a trigger warning. I'm not going to go in detail, but basically someone on my college campus last night jumped off one of the buildings and they did not survive, and I don't want to say that word because it can be triggering and also for the algorithm, but you know, they did it on purpose, and that has been super triggering to me. I have not been doing good, and on top of like my seasonal depression kicking in, and on top of schoolwork and like all these responsibilities and just stress, it's been a lot. So I'm excited to have like these 4-5 days where I can just relax. I might do a little schoolwork towards the end because like I don't have to, but it would help, so I might, but I'm not going to be thinking about that for a couple days, and I'm just going to relax for now. I am on duty one day. I'm on secondary on Monday night, which means that I don't really do anything. I just have to stay at my apartment. So for today and the next 2 days, I'm going to be reading my stabathon TBR. I only have 2 books left. One's a novella, so I think I'm going to finish it honestly tomorrow, and then on Sunday I don't know what I'm going to read. Basically my main priority right now is The Weight of Blood by Tiffany which is one of my most anticipated releases of the entire year because I literally love Tiffany. She delivers every time, and her doing a Carrie retelling, okay, sorry I had to switch that up a little bit because it was a little crooked, but her doing a Carrie retelling sounds phenomenal. I read Carrie last fall and I gave it, I think, 3 or 3.5 stars. It wasn't my favorite, but I think it's just such a classic story, so doing a retelling on that with social commentary sounds fantastic. One of the reasons that I'm reading this is for the Full Moon Book Club hosted by Jan. We are having the live show for that Sunday night as well, so that's like the main reason I have to read it this weekend, but I put it into basically every single readathon that I'm doing, and I aligned them all for this weekend. So stabathon ends on Sunday, so it's gonna fit for stabathon. Hall weekend, you can you have 5 prompts and you can pick which one goes for each weekend, so I chose the one that correlated with The Weight of Blood for this weekend, and also for blackoween's month long. I will tell you all the prompts that it counts for in case you did not watch my TBR. For stabathon, it counts for Joe Roberts, which is a read a YA thriller / retelling, and obviously it's a retelling of Carrie. Then for Blackoween, it counts for a book recently released. And for Halloween weekend, which is basically every weekend, Thursday to Sunday, so I'm reading a book with a Halloween word related in the title. To me, I'm doing blood. Blood to me is Halloween related, so that's what The Weight of Blood is counting for. I'm super duper excited to read The Weight of Blood because I know that it's going to deliver. And then also I'm going to be reading the 3rd Mindfuck book. I literally didn't even put the title, I just put 3rd Mindfuck book, but I'm reading that for stabathon for Dewey and Gale, which is a book with a romantic subplot, and also Ghostface, which is a villain POV, and I really just want to get to like a whole bunch of spooky books during this time, so I might try and like read some other spooky books and to try and knock those off my TBR, because I would know that if I don't read them I'll be like, oh, I'll just wait till next October, and then next October I probably won't read them, and then yeah. I do have one book that's on my blackoween TBR that doesn't fit into any other readathon. I don't know if I'm going to read that or what I'm going to read, but I did go through my Hoopla recently and I went through just like all the audiobooks on there and scrolled, and there were so many audiobooks on there that I didn't even know of, and I screenshotted a whole bunch that I could potentially read that are shorter, that are spooky. And also I am doing a different reading vlog where I'm reading horror novellas, so I might take one day to try and binge all of those, and I may not talk about those in this vlog, but if I do other stuff that day, I'll talk about what I'm doing that day. So there is a lot going on, but for now I'm just going to chill. I was watching a Bailey Sarian video of about witches and witch hunts, and so I'm probably going to watch that. There are reading sprints happening tonight on Erin's channel for Stabathon in about 2 hours, because right now it's 7. They're happening at 9 my time. But once I finish this video, I might actually start The Weight of Blood because I have the audio. It's going to take me like 3 to 3.5 hours depending on what speed that I put it on. So I think I might start that before the sprint so I can try and make some good progress in there. And I also brought a puzzle because I started watching this YouTuber called Karen Puzzles, and I've never really been into puzzles or anything, but I really like watching her videos. She did mention this puzzle company called Pieceworks, and I really like the art on their puzzles, and they had a big sale, so I bought 3 of their puzzles, but I brought one with me home to maybe work on, so I might work on that while listening to the audio. That's my plans for now. I will probably update y'all either later tonight or tomorrow. Hey guys, I'm back with my updates, and it's actually 5 p.m. the next day, so I haven't updated for a while, but last night I really just did not have a good night. I tried to get on sprints last night on Erin's channel, but for some reason I forgot. Like when I first got my new computer, it had a really difficult time connecting to my home internet, but then it connects everywhere else fine, and I kind of forgot about it. And then when I tried to get on, it just wouldn't work, and I didn't want to take one of my parents' laptops without asking them, and my mom was asleep and my dad was out, so I didn't end up really joining. And then today my dad said that I can use his computer for the live show, so I'm going to be doing that for my sprints in about an hour. So I slept in. I just wanted to let my body sleep today. I know my dad and I were supposed to go to Barnes & Noble, but I told him that I didn't feel that well, which is true. My lungs were really hurting this morning, but they feel better. I'm gonna do a nebulizer treatment. This is a nebulizer. If you've never seen one, I've used one since I was a kid. It's kind of like a stronger inhaler, but it's like the same medicine. So I'm gonna do a treatment before the live show just so I can make sure that I'm in the best shape possible. But I got up at around like 2. I mean, I got up a couple other times, like I was awake on and off, but I got up at 2, which is really late. But again, like I really wanted to give myself a day this fall break where I could just sleep and not worry about anything. So I did that today, but then I ended up going out because I needed to go to Walmart because I heard that they have scream masks at Walmart, like ghost face masks, and I'm dressing up as Ghostface for Halloween. I'm doing like a sexy Ghostface, I guess. I got a lace bodysuit, some leather pants, and then I'm going to get the Ghostface mask and bedazzle it. So I ended up going to Walmart, which I think I got some B-roll for y'all, and this was the last Ghostface mask left. It's a little squished, I think, and it has like some parts that look like they have some like tan on them, but it was the last one and I didn't feel like waiting for it. But they didn't really have any like gems there, and I went to Michael's and the gems there were super expensive, so I ended up ordering some from Amazon. So I'm gonna do like clear ones on the white part, and then on this mouth and the nose I'll probably do some black ones, not on the eyes, because obviously I need to see. I haven't even tried this on at all. Let me see. Okay, I obviously wouldn't wear my glasses with this, but Miss Ghostface, okay, is giving. So yeah, and it looks squished, but then when I put it on, my face like filled it out. And then I had to get some stuff. I use Aussie conditioner because it's super cheap. It's only like $3 to $5. I think this was $5 for a lot, and I use this to shave. And then I obviously use cocoa butter lotion, and this one was super duper big. It's like the biggest one. And then I needed to get ketchup. And then I ended up seeing there that they had Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, which I know that Brie from In Love and Words, she really loves this book, and a lot of people have loved this book. It's been on TikTok. I heard about this from Brie before it blew up on TikTok, but people have been loving it. So it was only like $10, so I decided to get that from Walmart too. I spent way too much money today, but like stuff like this, like I needed this and I needed ketchup for my dorm. And when I did end up going to Michael's to check the gems, they did have a couple like Halloween stuff left, and it was all 40% off. Most of it I really wasn't interested in. There was like this little trick-or-treat ceramic pumpkin that you could take off the lid, but then I decided not to get that because I have like a ceramic cauldron that I really like, so I decided not to get that. But I did end up getting this candle, which I really like because I can use it all year round, and I feel like it'd be cute for bookstore pictures. And it's kind of like this dark academia snake looking candle, and I thought that was really cute, and it smells pretty okay. It smells like fresh. And then I did end up going to Barnes & Noble. I really wanted to go because there's Barnes & Noble kind of by my school. I've never been to that one, but I don't think they have a Barnes & Noble cafe, and I love the Barnes & Noble cafe mac and cheese. It's literally Kraft, but I don't know, it's so good and juicy. So I ended up getting 2 books. Since I'm reading The Weight of Blood right now, and I am really liking it, and I love Tiffany and I want to support her, I ended up getting a physical copy. Plus, Jan asked me to send a picture of me with the book to her for the thumbnail, and I was like, oh, but bestie, I'm not buying the book because, you know, I'm poor, and I was gonna get the audiobook anyways. But I told her that I can send her a picture. I'm gonna go back to campus tomorrow morning because my friend and I were going to the pumpkin patch like at like 11-12, so I told her that I can, like, because I'm gonna put on makeup and stuff for that anyways, and I know I don't have to wear makeup, but for the thumbnail, like, I don't want to look dusty, and I'm not saying that people look dusty without makeup, but I'm saying I think I look a little dusty without makeup. I'm gonna put on makeup anyways to go to the pumpkin patch so I can take a picture with this for the live show tomorrow. And then I also ended up getting Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Roberts because everybody's been loving this. It is a Barnes & Noble exclusive. And when I was there, I also ended up reading the Verity. There's like a new anniversary special collector's edition that came out, and it has an extra epilogue chapter at the end. I sat there for like 20 minutes and I just read that extra chapter and kind of shook. Like it definitely is not necessary, but like it definitely makes you question like what's real or not. Like there's team manuscript, team letter. If you read the book, I've always been team manuscript, and I don't necessarily think a team letter is correct, but this makes you call into question more stuff. And maybe it's not team manuscript or team letter. Maybe it's a combination of the truths together. But I think everybody in that book is a liar. So I sat there and I read that, and it just has me, I'm just thinking about Verity now. I have about 15 minutes till the live show starts, really like 40 because I hop on a little bit early. So I'm going to listen to more of the audiobook of The Weight of Blood, and I'm going to probably finish that on the live show, but I also will probably start off the live show reading the 3rd book in the My Book series. While I listen to this, I'm going to work on my puzzle. I've started to do the outline. It took me like a couple, like probably like 2 hours to separate. So I separate the pieces into different categories, and I just put them all in plastic bags because like I have to bring this back to school, and so I also have to, like, if I work on this a lot, I'll have to like figure it out. But these are the edge pieces that I have. I think I'm missing some like right here, and there's another corner piece over there, but I just only did this little bit last night because I got tired. So I'm going to listen to The Weight of Blood while I work on this puzzle, and then I'm going to do my live show. Hey guys, so I'm back at school. I didn't really update you last night, but I did end up finishing The Weight of Blood and giving it 5 stars. Jan and I have our live show for that tonight, but I loved the commentary so much. It shows in such a distinct way how everyday racism still exists today. People like to think that racism isn't real, and even if it is, it's just like someone calling a black person the N-word, but it's still like these very big things that are segregated, like segregated proms, and where these girls like harass black kids so much that they can't even identify as black. They try to pass as much as they can because identifying as black would really harm them, and it would basically lead to attacks and bullying and discrimination and harassment. And so I really liked, there is a little bit of inklings of like police brutality as well and blackface, and I really liked those conversations. And I also thought this was an amazing Carrie retelling. If you have not read Carrie, I feel like you won't understand how good of a retelling this is. It takes so much of the original story and so much influence, but it's obviously its own complete story, and I really like that. Even down to like how Carrie has a mixed media element, this also had a mixed media element, and I just really liked the way that Tiffany D. Jackson was able to take so many elements of the story but put her own twist and make it unique. I just really thought she did a phenomenal, amazing job, and the ending had me shook. But I just really overall loved this story a lot, and I think it is my favorite Tiffany D. Jackson to date. I think some of her other stories also have really important stuff to say, and I don't necessarily think this is like the most important one. I just really think that this displayed so much of her talent in being able to do a retelling, her talking about such important discussions, and going outside of her comfort zone a little bit with having like a magical element in her story. I think that it was just done so well, and I really like it and recommend you read it for yourself, because I think it is super important, and I love that it's in the horror genre. I love seeing diverse horror and thrillers. It's my favorite. I did not end up finishing Scarlet Angel yesterday. I got like 25% into it, and I'm probably gonna finish it today later, because I'm about to, well, if you can't tell, obviously I'm back at school. I don't know if I said that. It's 10 a.m. so I did my makeup, I got ready, and I'm gonna go to TJ Maxx, because Jan said in our sprints last night that they have like cute like Halloween sweaters, and I kind of don't know what to wear, so I'm going to head over to TJ Maxx. I told my friend to meet me here at about 11:30, so I have a little bit of time, so I'm gonna go try and run over there. It's about 15 minutes away, and to find something to wear, and then come back, get changed, and then we're gonna go to the pumpkin patch. And then after that I should have some time, and I want to finish Scarlet Angel that time, and then I'll be having the live show with Jan for the Weight of Blood. So now I'm gonna go run to TJ Maxx to see if I can find anything to wear to this pumpkin patch, because I need something cute. Hi guys, I know it's a little dark because I didn't feel like turning on the lamp, but I think the last time I talked to y'all was before the pumpkin patch. So my friend and I, we ended up going to the pumpkin patch, and it was fun for sure, because I enjoy spending time with them. We got wings afterwards, but there were so many kids there, and I know that's like what kids do, but like I wish there was like more like an adult pumpkin patch. We took a whole bunch of pictures, a whole bunch of funny pictures. I got a pumpkin. I'll show y'all. This is my pumpkin. I wanted one that looked a little bit gnarly, and so even though this one is perfectly round, I like it because it has like all these bumps on it, and I really like this stem. I think it's cute because a lot of them had no stem, or like some of them had stem, and I was like, oh, that's such a cute stem, and I would go to like just like touch it and it would crumble. So this is the pumpkin that I got, and for getting like, this is a good sized pumpkin, and we paid actually $15-ish to get in. So to like go to the corn maze, pick out a pumpkin and everything like that, I feel like it was worth the $15 to me. And I didn't film as much b-roll there as I wanted because I low-key like forgot. Then I came back and my room was kind of like a disaster. Like when I came back, I literally dropped all my stuff, and I had like a bag and a half of books that I brought back with me, and like all these clothes for winter that I brought back with me, and I literally dropped it all, got ready. Area was a mess because I got ready. After I got ready, I went to TJ Maxx, as I told y'all. Then when I came back from TJ Maxx, I literally was trying on a whole bunch of different clothes because I didn't really have anything that I wanted to wear, so I threw in a whole bunch of different clothes, and then I left out the clothes discarded that didn't make the cut for the outfits, and then I left. So when I came back, I had to clean up all that, and it's probably the messiest that my room has been since I moved in. So I cleaned that up, and then Jan and I had our live show for the Weight of Blood, which y'all are currently sitting on top of, and that was such a good discussion. Like, talking about it made me love it so much more, because it just made me realize the nuances and the careful planning that Tiffany D. Jackson put into the Weight of Blood. It was just excellent. And I did finally finish Scarlet Angel, the third book, and I think I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. I really had a good time reading it for sure, and this one was much improved in my opinion from the second book, because the second book, literally the plot got sidetracked. It's called Sidetracked for a reason, and I didn't really enjoy that as much, but this one I really liked, and I think I just had a good experience because these don't have audiobooks, so I have to physically read it, and I haven't really physically read with no audiobook in a very long time, and I forgot how much I love it, because sometimes with my ADHD I just can't focus, but I was able to focus today and I just got so immersed in it and I was having such a good time. So I have to give it 4.5 stars. I really liked it. It's only 12:18, so I have a little bit of time, and I was going to edit a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to because I'm not really in the mood. And my friend and I were going to the farmer's market tomorrow, and then after that I kind of have a free day. I don't know what I'm going to read. I do have some audiobooks checked out from the library. So I have When the Reckoning Comes, but I'm not going to read that one yet because I have that for one of the prompts for Halloween weekend. So I'm probably going to read that one maybe next weekend. And then I have Gerald's Game, which I renewed because I had it checked out for the Losers Club readathon and I never got to it. But I have that. And then for some crazy reason, they have The Last Housewife available for instant borrow as audio, so I really want to get to that because I think I'm gonna love that book, but I kind of want to physically read it too, so I might try and get the ebook. And then I have Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey too, which was another one of my most anticipated releases of the year. But I just remembered that I still have half of The Cabin at the End of the World left, so I might try and finish that one up tomorrow, because you know that'd be another quick one knocked off my TBR. So yeah, let me see how much I have left. Oh, I need to reborrow it. Okay, thank you. I have about a little over an hour left of that one, so I could definitely finish that one up tomorrow, hopefully, when I'm getting ready. But sometimes when I am getting ready, I don't feel like listening to audiobooks. I know that was a lot of books thrown at you, but I don't really know what I'm gonna be reading, and I wanted to show y'all. So obviously in my room, I don't think I've given y'all an official tour. I filmed it in a vlog before, but I never posted that vlog. This is a little bit of what my room looks like. I was eating, my blanket's on the floor because I was just using it. This is a little bit of my room. And so I have my book cart, obviously. This shelf is like starting to go a little wonky, but in the backs of the top two shelves I have books. I don't have any in the bottom because that's where I put the extension cord, but this is what I've had. But I brought so many books back with me, I put some down there because I just like to have options. Down there I had another one of these buckets with stuff that I don't really use, and these shelves go like pretty deep in, so I pushed it to the back and put the books in the front. So now I have all of these books with me. So that's fun and fresh. And here's my pumpkin. I put it right there. Hey, so it is the next day, Monday, and yes, this has the book series That We Shall Not Be Named on it. This is just one of my favorite crew necks to wear because it's like really comfy. I don't really have any other crew necks that are this comfy because sometimes the hood like of a normal sweatshirt gets in the way, so that's why I like this. I ended up going to the farmer's market with my friend earlier. I got a little bit of b-roll for that, and I got some apple cider. I have another one of these and it's really good, and I got some apple butter and bread, so that was fun. I had a good time. I ended up coming back around like 12:45, 1, and it's just past 2 now, so I've been home for like an hour and a half. Now I've started to continue reading The Cabin at the End of the World. I was like 60% of the way through, but I wanted to restart the chapter, and the chapters are super long in this book, so it put me back to about 44%, and so I've been rereading that. I think I'm about 57% of the way done now, so I'm not completely caught up to where I was, but this is what I'm going to be hopefully finishing off today. I'm going to finish off this chapter, and then I'm going to start editing videos. Last night I ended up making my thumbnail for the video I'm editing today, and I almost finished my thumbnail for another video. I just got so tired, like I couldn't keep my eyes open, so I shut that computer and I went to sleep. So I'm probably going to finish up that thumbnail and then edit the other video, upload it, because the thumbnails can take me like it depends. It could take me like an hour and a half, like, to do the thumbnail and the description. So taking away the thumbnails and just doing that in advance, like a couple of them at a time, has been something that's really helpful. But I'm hoping to edit that and then finish this off today since I'm home so early. It's literally 2. I have the whole rest of the day. I technically go on duty at 5, but I'm secondary today, so I kind of do nothing. I technically just can't leave the apartment area, but I can if I'm going to get food or something. It really doesn't matter, but technically I'm on duty, so I'm gonna just kind of chill tonight. I might do a little bit of reading for class as well later, depending on how long editing takes me and how I feel. And I think after this book, the one that I really do want to read next is the X-Hex. I just posted a picture of me with this book in the pumpkin patch yesterday because I brought this and I brought The Weight of Blood, but I thought this one kind of fit the aesthetic a little bit better. I think this one I might read next. The audiobook is less than 8 hours, so shouldn't take me too long to get through it, but I'm really excited for this one. No lie. So I'm hoping that I can at least get through these two through the rest of this vlog. So I'm gonna go start editing so I can get it done so I can get back to reading. So it's been a while since I've talked to you. I think I talked to you like 10 hours ago. So editing that video took me longer than I anticipated, not necessarily because of the editing of the video itself, but because I basically had like a mental breakdown, not because of the editing, because of something else. And so I had to take a break and I kind of just did nothing for a while. But since then, I've finished my book. I have edited the video, uploaded it, it's processing right now. I took a shower, you know, cleaned my room, you know, did whatever. But I did end up finishing The Cabin at the End of the World by Tremblay. And also, please don't look at my fingers like that or my nails. I just took off my press nails. I'm going to put on a new set tomorrow. But I think I'm going to end up giving this book 3 stars. I don't necessarily think this is a bad book at all. And it's, everybody talks about the ending of this book. And that's like the reason I wanted to read it, is because I know the ending is more ambiguous. And you can think that the book is going to go one way or another based off the ending. And that truly was not a problem for me. I personally actually like the ending. The more that I read, I think I'm learning about myself and my reading taste, that I do like ambiguous endings. I like endings that make you wonder, like, what is real, what's not real. For example, Verity by Colleen Hoover. And I was talking about this with Jan the other day, and she listed 2 other books besides Verity that I like that have endings like that. So that was definitely not the problem for me. And I did like the characters and I liked the themes of this book. My problem was really the pacing of this book. I feel like there was a lot of action in the beginning and towards the end, but in the middle, it just would be weirdly broken up. It would be like pretty action-packed and then be broken up by this characterization, and it just was really like long-winded. And this book had a lot of characterization and just drawn out scenes that didn't need to happen. I think this maybe would have been better as a novella. I'm not sure what could have been done to improve that pacing, but I did like the themes. It talks a lot about faith and belief and prejudice, and I really enjoyed how those themes were explored in this. But I also don't like apocalyptic books usually. I do have a couple that I like Stuff for the Children I really enjoy, and I guess We Can Never Leave This Place by Eric LaRocca is another one that is pretty like apocalyptic. But I've also read Survivor Song by Paula Tremblay, which is another apocalypse book, and I didn't really enjoy that one either. Actually, I did not enjoy that one at all. I think I gave it 2 stars. This one, the apocalyptic aspects didn't bother me as much because the apocalypse hasn't happened yet, but the way that it was happening was very like dramatic, and I know that it had to be that way for the plot, but that's not the type of apocalypse that I vibe with. I don't really vibe with apocalyptic themes in like any book, but when I do, it's done in a certain way, and that wasn't the way that it was done in here. I don't think I ever told y'all what this is about, but we follow this 7-year-old girl named Wen, and she has 2 parents named Eric and Andrew. They are a gay couple, and they're vacationing in a remote cabin. I was trying to look for their names. They're vacationing in this remote cabin, and this group of 4 people basically break into their cabin, saying that they need to decide which one of themselves they want to sacrifice, basically, or else the world is going to end. And it kind of just devolves from there. They do have to willingly sacrifice one of themselves, so whether that is one of them killing the other one or one of them like taking themselves out, but it has to be willing. And so you are trying to figure out in this book if these people are being for real and if this apocalypse is actually happening, because the reason that they are coming is because they saw visions and they're being told by this deity that this is going to happen. So you're trying to question whether they're real and if this religion that they believe in is real, or if it's just like one giant delusion. And so I really liked how the themes were explored, as I said, but the characterization was super clunky, and I did care about the 7-year-old little girl, and a part in this book really had me shook and definitely probably made me enjoy the book more. But honestly, because of the pacing and the characterization, that's more like 1.5 stars taken off, and the other 0.5 is for the apocalypse part, because I can't really blame it, but I didn't really like it at the same time, you know, so that's on that. And then I did end up starting the X-Hex. I'm honestly gonna probably finish this one soon, which is kind of crazy. But I am a third of the way into the book. I am on page like 102, just got past the 100 page mark, and you can see like the font is like pretty big in this book, and the audiobook is not long either. It's only like 7 something hours, so it's really not long. And I'm using this little witchy bookshelf bookmark, so it has like herbs and, you know, like little potions and a cauldron and a mortar and pestle, so I thought this one fit perfectly. And in this book, it's literally like the title, the X-Hex. So we follow our main character, and I already forgot her name. Her name is Vivian, and 9 years prior, when she was 19 and in college, she fell in love with this man, and his name is Reese. Oh, how would I forget that? His name is Reese, and it's spelled like R-H-Y-S. Love it. I remember thinking about that, but she fell in love with him, and he's kind of like witch royalty, and his ancestors also founded the town that they live in, which is like this small Georgia town, but that's kind of like known to be a little bit more like a Halloween hotspot and kind of like giving Southern Salem, I would describe it as. And his family, even though his ancestors are founders of the town, his like siblings and his dad, they haven't really talked about his mom, but his dad and his siblings and him are all from Wales. And so he also went to college in this town, because since it's founded by a witch, at the college they have a certain like major that is only for witches, and like the humans don't know about it. And our main character Vivian, she is also a witch, but she's what he described as like a Harry Potter witch, where she like didn't know her entire life, and her mother was a witch, but she kind of like hid it. And so Vivian in this town has her aunt and her cousin, and she used to live with them when this happened, but she fell in love with this man, and he ended up breaking her heart. Even though they only were together for like 3 months, it can happen, I can attest. And so her and her cousin like cheer her up, were like doing like a fake curse, and they were literally using like a scented candle. It was a orchard hayride candle, and it was just like a complete joke. The stuff that they were saying in it was really like jokingly, and they literally did it while she was like in the bubble bath, as I said, with like a Bath and Body Works candle. Like it really was not like set up to be an actual curse. And so he ended up leaving the town after college, and so now it's 9 years later. She's 28. She still lives in the town. She doesn't live with her cousin or her aunt anymore, but her aunt does run like a witchy shop, and the objects in there are not actually magical, and they're like tarot cards and stuff like that for humans to buy that aren't actually magical. But Reese ends up coming back because they have like these ley lines in their towns, and they need to be like, they need to be recharged. And so he comes back for a little bit to recharge them, because his dad is like kind of mean, and he was like, oh well, like you're gonna do it because all the rest of us are busy. So sucks to suck. He didn't really want to go back, but he listens to his dad and goes back, and they end up running into each other, obviously, and they have kind of like a meet cute, but like obviously like a second chance meet cute. And basically like she almost hit him with her car. It was really funny. But they somehow end up finding out that this curse did actually work, and it's just starting to like manifest now that they're back together. And now that he's back in this town, like everything's going against him. Like his car broke down, which is why she almost hit him with her car and stuff like that. So it's really funny and really quirky. I'm honestly having a great time. Like, is this a masterpiece? No. But is it just like such like a fun time? Yes, I'm having such a good time. This is how I've been feeling about romance lately, since I haven't been reading as much romance because it's like the spooky season. But with the romances that I have been reading, they've just been making me so happy. Probably gonna finish this one up tomorrow morning, I'm hoping, because I'm actually, even though it's like 1 a.m., I'm about to do reading for school. I have not done anything over break, and I didn't have the chance to do anything earlier today because of like my mental breakdown, editing, whatever. Like, I could easily not do any reading for school over all break, but I know that if I don't, I will probably get behind and regret my life. So I'm going to probably do a little bit tonight and then do some tomorrow morning. I'm going to see my niece and nephew tomorrow. I'm probably going to go around like noon or 1 just to go see them, and I've been getting up at like 9 every single day practically. So I am probably going to do a little bit of work before and then hopefully do a little bit of work afterwards. I don't know why, but this year I've been feeling a little drawn to Gilmore Girls. I've never watched it. I don't know much about it. I know Blair Waldorf, or whatever, how you say her name, and you know, I feel like she's like a little snotty. I think her mom had her as like a teen or something, and it's like a rich town, small town romance type beat, and I don't know, I've been like kind of like debating on whether I should start it or not. So let me know, because I feel like it's definitely like a fall show and I could definitely watch it in November. So let me know if I should watch Gilmore Girls. I've never watched it, but I don't really know. Would I like it? I have no idea, but I've heard that the XX is like Gilmore Girls meets, I don't know what else, maybe Halloween Town. But yeah, I am really enjoying it, so I'm going to go continue reading my book and reading for school. I quickly wanted to update y'all. It is now 12:30 the next day, and I did not get up early, and when I did get up, I just kind of laid in bed. I mean, I didn't get up late. I got up at like 11, like 10:40, and then I just laid in bed for a while. I didn't really read much, and I also didn't read that much for school, but as I said, like, I'm kind of doing okay. I'm about to go see my niece and nephew, and I'm going to listen to my audiobook on the way there, and I wanted to show y'all my little fit. I'm trying to give like dark academia fall. I kind of hate these pants because I got them in like extra short, I think, because I'm extra short. But these ones, like, I used to wear them all the time in high school, but they're kind of giving high waters. But I just wore this little vest because it's actually kind of warm outside. It's like about to be 70 degrees with my black pants. So yeah, but I wanted to update y'all before I just leave. But I haven't really made any reading progress. But as I said, I'm going to listen on my way there. So I'll talk to y'all later. Okay, so I'm back. It is almost 8 p.m. I just got back from my sister's house probably like 20 minutes ago, around 7:30, because there was a lot of traffic on the way back. You know, I had to get Starbucks. I also had to stop at my house to pick up a package because it's my birth control, and that's kind of like important. And since I was already over there and it got delivered today, you know, I had to pick it up. I am this far into the XX now. I'm on chapter 24, page 212. I only have like 2 hours left of the audiobook, which on my speed's like 40 minutes. So I'm definitely gonna finish this tonight. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's still just really cute, and they're trying to figure out more stuff about this curse and how to undo a curse, and there was kind of like academic vibes because our main character, she actually is a professor at the college that they both went to, and they went to like the library and stuff, and there was like ghosts, and it was really fun. And so I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm excited to finish it off because I feel like the ending might be really good, and there's definitely been some more like flirting and stuff now. There wasn't much flirting obviously like in the beginning because like it's a second chance romance, so she was kind of very hesitant towards him, but now they're starting to like flirt a little bit, and I'm really enjoying that. I don't have much else to say because it is a romance, so it's just been really cute. I've been liking the vibes. It kind of is like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which I really am enjoying. like just like that light-hearted witchy vibe is so fun. I think people describe this as Sabrina the Teenage Witch with Gossip Girl, because I was like, I think I was talking about it and I said Halloween Town because I didn't remember what it was, but I'm pretty sure it's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. But I'm liking it. Me and one of the other RAs are about to like go like study. We never actually do work, so we'll see if we actually do work today, but whether or not, whatever time I come back, I'll finish this off and then I'll update y'all and then end off this vlog, and I'll do a wrap up of all the stuff that I've read during this vlog at the very end. So I'm gonna go so I can go do some schoolwork, and I will talk to y'all when I finish up the book. So it's actually the next night. I decided to wait to wrap up this vlog because last night when I wanted to wrap it up, my roommate was playing music so loud. It wasn't bothering me because I could put in AirPods, but it was so loud that y'all could definitely hear it. Like I could hear every single word of the music through the door. But it's whatever, it's fine. But I did end up finishing The Ex-Hex by Isabel Sterling. I gave it 4 stars because I did really love it, but it's not like the best quality literature or anything. I describe this as like, it kind of puts you in the mood for this spooky season, kind of like how Halloween Town does or Hocus Pocus, where they're not like Academy Award winning movies, but they are just so fun and they bring you almost back to like your childhood. This book kind of just made me feel like really happy, and I really like the romance. I like the way that it was resolved. This ghost that I told y'all about has a lot to do with this plot, and I just thought it was like, it really was like Sabrina the Teenage Witch meets Halloween Town meets Gilmore Girls, and it was just such a vibes, and I absolutely adored it. Now would I say that this romance was like the best romance that I read? No, the chemistry between the characters was good, but it wasn't necessarily my favorite. If you took away the vibes of this book, the romance in itself was probably like a 3-star. They didn't really have like their chemistry jumping off page or anything like that. I liked them together and everything, but it's not anything like a couple that I'm gonna think about for the end of times. Like, it's truly not that deep, but I did have a really good time. I would definitely recommend this one. So to wrap up what I read, I actually ended up reading 6 things during this reading vlog, which is kind of crazy considering it took place over 5 days. So the first thing that I finished off was The Weight of Blood, and I read this for so many things. I read this for the Full Moon Book Club hosted by Jan, and I mentioned that we did our live show, so I'll make sure to link that below. Also read this for Stabathon for Jill Roberts, which is YA thriller / retelling. I read this for Blackoween, which I read it for a book recently released. And then for Halloween Weekend, I read this for Read a Book with a Halloween related word in the title, which was Blood. And I gave this 5 stars. It's definitely probably going to be on my top 10 books of the year because I just absolutely adored it, and I think it talks about such important things. Tiffany Jackson was such a genius in writing this. Everything in this book was purposeful and not an accident, and I just absolutely adored this book. And then I'm not going to grab it, but I ended up reading the 3rd book in the Mindfuck series, which is Scarlet Angel, and I really enjoyed this one. The 2nd book was not my favorite because it literally sidetracks from the plot, but this one I feel like really brought us back to the plot. I think you can feel the tension building and that we're building to like the crux of the story and finally going to really figure out what happened to our main character Lana, and I absolutely just loved it. It was just so good, so I gave this one 4.5 stars. And I read Scarlet Angel for Stabathon as well, for Ghostface, which is a villain POV, and also Doing Gale, which is a book with a romantic subplot. And for my other reading vlog that I've been filming simultaneously that should be going up pretty soon after this one, my horror novellas reading vlog, I read Ring Shout, and we had to remove this post, and so I'm not going to talk about them too in depth in here, but Ring Shout I ended up giving 4 stars, like 3.5, 4 stars, and then we had to remove this post. I'm giving 1.5 stars. I really did not like that one. And then I ended up finishing up The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay, which I ended up giving 3 stars. I read half this book earlier last month for a different readathon, and I finished it up this month, and I appreciated the themes and everything. I appreciated the themes and the messages throughout this book, and I liked the premise of it, but I think the characterization was very clunky and things weren't necessarily done in the best way to write a very cohesive story. And then, as I said, for The Ex-Hex, I rated this one 4 stars, and I really enjoyed it. So I read a good decent amount. These are the 3 full books that I read, and then Scarlet Angel, Ring Shout, and we had to remove this post. So pretty proud of myself for reading this much over my fall break. It was a really productive fall break, and I hope that y'all enjoyed. I'm just really bad at getting b-roll, but I had such a good fall break, and it was just, I feel rejuvenated. I don't know if it came across in the beginning of this reading vlog, but I was really worn down, and this fall break really rejuvenated me, and I'm excited to get back to the grind, so then that way I can get the semester over with, move on to the next one, and I'm that much closer to graduating, even though I'm probably gonna go to grad school anyways, but I'm happy to just get another semester under my belt and get that much closer to being done with school. So thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you made it to the end, leave a little orange heart emoji down below, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye everybody.